think the political parties, generally speaking, and the political system itself, the election cycles, doesn't really have the political or conceptual language to deal with reality as all of us are being forced to confront it. They say if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Well, if all you have is neoliberal politics, then everything's a market incentive. And the regardless of however the liberals or the conservatives define or describe crises, the solution that they propose always involves giving public money to private interests. And I think that's both sort of fundamentally flawed as an ideology, but also not enough to either address the crises or give people sufficient hope that the governments have a plan for addressing them, or even a plan for attempting to. I think that, climate change is an issue with a time scale of centuries or millennia. And our, 2 to 4 year election cycles are just not going to encourage or reward politics that deal with that sort of timescale. And understandably, a political party, even if it's elected to a thumping majority, it obviously can't say with certainty it will govern for the next 100 years. But we as people absolutely need to develop mass politics that take into recognition what will occur. Because if we aren't, for example, developing internal sustaining enduring capacities to produce and distribute essential resources, medicines, shelter, things like that, then there's very little prospect for even Canada as the sort of settled colony with all its hideous Eurocolonial trappings to survive as it exists, let alone the possibility of building a space to share, a community that cherishes and cares for everyone and all life within it. As much as we can impose that level of scale onto the political conversation, I think is to the benefit of us, but to literally benefit of all living creatures on the planet. But it's, the politicians themselves, or the parties themselves, are not going to eagerly sort of speak in that frame, because their own individual power in that frame is necessarily diminished.